Hello everyone, today we are going to take a look at the Creality Space Pi dual chamber filament dryer for 3D printers. Here are some specs if you want to pause the video to read them out. I'm going to continue to take it out of the box. So let's open it up. I'm going to put it that way. Alright. So we get some tubes here because we should be able to connect this directly to the printer, but they are a bit bent here, kind of bent. I don't know if this is going to recover. It feels like a bit fractured. Anyway, and there we go. Alright, we get here a small manual, Chinese and English, with basic information, and that's it. Right, and we also have here something with a warning, with moisture proof, whatever. Right, so the chamber inside. This doesn't fix with anything, it's not sealed in any kind of way and doesn't lock into position. We have here two connectors for the tubes, and if we don't use the tubes we can plug them so moisture doesn't get in, but I don't like this because it's not secured at all. Let's open it up. So the dual chamber is a common chamber, they are not two separate chambers. We have here some shaft installed on roller bearings. Here the heat should come out, and in the front here we have silica pods inside, so when this is not in use this should kind of absorb the moisture and keep it out while the filaments are still in. Right, basic interior. So I still don't like this. If I'm going to tip it that way, it opens up and falls off. Right, so we get a kind of a big screen here, but actually this is darkened plastic, and here is the touch panel and the control. So I'm going to power it on and see what is happening with it. So I have plugged in the cable, it has a main switch here. I'm going to press this on. Let's go back to the front, and this has lit up, so I'm going to press it for half a second, and this screen is very weird. From this position you cannot see it, from this position you will see it. It's the same in real life. They went kind of a mirror glass here with this darkened one. It's not a good choice because it makes it hard to see. I don't know why they did that. And actually when I look inside I want to see the rolls. You have to look on this side actually. I don't know what was in their mind to make it not look nice, but it's not nice that way. Anyway, okay, so you have this gear and this moves the cursor here. The touch is pretty responsive. It's not great, but not terrible. So I'm going to go here and let's say PLA. Okay, it changes the mode, but you can also intervene. So I can go here and select another temperature that I want for that filament type. Okay, so once you have settled your settings, so I'm just going to leave it default PLA. I'm also going to actually insert a filament here. I have this one, going to put it there, and I'm going to add something else. I'm going to put one of these Xiaomi thermometers inside. This one measures up to 60 degrees centigrade and they are pretty accurate. I'm going to put it somewhere like here, so it's visible and readable. Anyway, we are going to check that later. I also can check it from my mobile phone with the app. And this is a bit counterintuitive now because there is no start button. There is no thing to press to turn it on. Actually, you have to go to settings, and when you adjust the time and set 1 hour, it now has started and is going to work for 1 hour. That's how you started. So, and now you are just going to wait and it should start heating up. So I'm going to let it run and check it a bit later. Also, you can hear that it makes a bit of noise. It's not very powerful, but it's a fan that's very whiny because it's installed on a very plasticky case, and that increases the noise. The plastic quality is not great at all. It's a plastic that breaks very easy and scratches very easy. This also, it's very scratch, but at least it feels like it has a protection cover on it, but I cannot peel it, but it does feel like it has a bit of plastic glued onto it. I don't know why they haven't included a tab, because this part here, it's indent with this side, so it's in and you cannot pick it up because this margin here sticks out. Anyway, already jumped to 45 degrees, so it at least is heating up pretty fast, and it shows a humidity of 48. My indoor humidity actually these days is very high, and I was having something like 70, 72, which is huge. But I'm running also the dehumidifier for the indoor air, but it doesn't do magic very fast. Also, let's check the internal sensor now. So I have moved the Xiaomi sensor there where the air is actually exiting. So what this measures here, it has already reached 50 degrees and centigrade, and it's showing that it's having 38 humidity. Here is what the Xiaomi is telling, because now it's hitting the sensor, so its temperature is rising right now, so it's at 38 and the humidity is 51. The idea is that this thing measures the air somewhere inside where it's outputting it. So it measures not the air in the chamber, but the air passing through the chamber. So the air that exits here exits at 50 degrees and it has a humidity of 38. But I'm going to let it run a bit more so it stabilizes, because if I do this, something like this, I'm now putting cold air in and I'm also increasing the humidity, so the temperature here dropped right away. So I'm just going to let them run and check them later. Alright, so this is running for about 10 minutes now without opening the hatch, so we should have stabilized a bit. This shows constantly 50. It went a bit to 51, then again to 50, so it had a variation there. This has decreased to 36, and the Xiaomi reports that inside there is 52.6 at the moment, and the humidity is 29. This is exactly at the air output where it's hotter and where it's also drier. I don't know where the sensor is placed exactly. Maybe it's at the suction level, maybe it's under. Yes, we are never going to know that unless we take this apart to check it out. Right, it's not a very complicated thing. The idea is it should be nice to have maybe your own thermometer to check. Sadly, you need to find one that works in a bigger range, as this one will probably melt over 60. So if you are using other than normal PLA and you're going higher temperature, you need something else. So it works, it hits very fast. I like that. It also compensates very fast, so if I open the hatch, I can feel the air escaping, and you can see the temperature has dropped already, but it's going to recover that pretty fast. As you can see, it's heating up. This should be due to having a PTC heater, so it's a heater that naturally keeps the temperature constant when you set it up. That's actually smart. So it heats fast. You can program it as you wish. Might not be very accurate here, So I kind of like it. I have chosen this model because I have found it very cheap online. So I went with it, and it has big capacity, because big for 2 rolls together, because I'm going to use, for instance, 1 roll, and here I'm going to use my silica pods from my MES, from my Bamboo Lab MES, to dry them out, and it gets more functional that way. Also, here in the back, it's nice that it has 2 small holes, one here and one here. This is for where the moisture should form, and so it comes out when it's working. So this is not a sealed unit, and you cannot use it to store your filament inside. You just have to run the filament from inside it through the holes to your printer, or dry them and use them on your printer or in your MES or something like that. You cannot just leave it to run for 2 hours, dry them up, and then leave them there. You need to put them in a bag or something. So, to end this video, overall I like the unit. It's functional. The touchscreen, I had my doubts that it's going to be horrible. It works just fine. You can do your job with it. It's not the greatest, but works. It heats fast, it's rather accurate, it keeps the temperature, the moisture is some and some. What I don't like is the build quality, the horrible plastic, and this thing that doesn't close and doesn't lock with anything. So it's kind of very cheaply made, but very functional. Also, I hate what they did with this black darkened plastic here, and the mirror-like surface over the touchscreen, so it's only visible from some position, like this one, but if you look straight into it, you are not going to see anything with your eyes or with the camera. So I don't know what they were thinking on doing that. Otherwise, it's super okay. Until my next video, see you and bye bye.